How we doing, people? Welcome back to Jimmy Case TV. Don't even know what episode it is, but first and foremost, if you're tuning in, I appreciate it. Please leave a like on the video, sub if you're new to the channel. If you tuned into the live stream earlier, watching that debacle of a match, Brighton 2, Chelsea 1. Mate, honestly, I thought I'd do a live now just to see if anyone would get involved in the conversation, because I don't know about anybody else. I'm fucking fuming with this team. This team is just going from worse to worse. And like the heading says, that performance was absolutely, I try not to swear, fucking pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. And we are fully in the mud. If you didn't believe it now, or didn't believe it then, sorry, believe it now, because right now there is some big issues at this club from top to bottom. And it started brilliant this season. We had a fantastic start to the season and we was all on cloud nine. And how wrong was we? We had a smoke screen in front of us, glossing over this shit at this football club. And from the top down, it's been non-stop, just chaos, one thing after the other, just shit, shit, shit. And now it's playing itself out. It ain't been good enough. Give me 2 seconds. Once again, 2 seconds into the stream, the kids have interrupted. Give me 2 seconds. We're back. They should be in bed, but they're not. I'm just livid. Fourth round of the FA Cup. Brighton, who have just been piped 7-0 to Forest. 7-0. And we come off of the back of a win against West Ham that was very fortunate, in my opinion. We didn't play well. We only looked up for it since the 60th minute onwards. And again, it was a repeat. We got lucky. We started this game relatively okay. I wouldn't say brilliant. I thought we started slow, if anything. And we got lucky from a cross from Palmer and a mistake from the goalkeeper that leads to the 1-0. After that, same issues that we've seen for the past, I'd say 9-10 games now. A lack of intensity. When the ball goes up into the final third, we don't know what to do with it. We all get a nosebleed. The ball goes out wide, it gets passed back to the fullback. When nothing's on, it goes back to the centre back. Then it gets passed around the centre backs for 5 minutes before it goes back to Sanchez, who kicks it long and we turn over the possession. Or the opposition team will sit there and just wait for us to make a mistake. We're so predictable at the moment. So why has that changed? Like, from the first half of the season, what has changed? One thing for certain is, I've been on to Maresca for quite a while now. One thing for certain is he hasn't had the backing. Certainly hasn't had the backing. 1 second again. Sorry, 1 second. Who's in the kitchen? Is that you, Shara? What are you doing? Stay upstairs. He certainly hasn't had the backing, Maresca. That transfer window was diabolical. Absolutely diabolical. To sign one 19-year-old that Maresca's already come out and said he's not going to be a part of our main plans of the season. He's 19 years old. He needs time. Why are we signing him? Why are we signing him? We know we're light in positions. We're light in centre mid because Lavia can't play 45 minutes without getting injured for 3 months every single time he plays. We've got Dewsbury Hall, who's just not good enough at the end of the day. He's not a bad player, but he's just not levels. He's just not the... And I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of players in this team who are the same. The two centre-backs, Trevor Chalobah and Tosin, just not good enough at this level, at the level that we want to be. I don't mind both of them. I don't mind Tosin. I actually like Tosin. I think he's a good player. But just an average Premier League team, like Premier League player. These are not the centre backs that we've had in the past. They are nowhere near. And if we want to ever get back to the heights of Chelsea Football Club and where we've been, do you think that them two centre backs are going to be the ones to take us there? No, is the answer. Do you think the goalkeeper is going to be the one that takes us there? No, is the answer. The team, like, we've pumped billions into this team. We've spent 1.5 billion on this squad. Not this 11, but the whole squad over the course of what? How long have Clearlake been in? 3 or 4 years now? 3 years? It's been a shambles. And this direction that we're going in and the model that they're following the Brighton model. They're following the Brighton model. So we can expect to be in the exact same position as Brighton. That's where we should be expecting to be. If we're following that model, then that is exactly where we are going to end up being. This club, I'm telling you now, is just going one way and in the mud. And it's being directed by idiots at the top. Clearlake have not got a clue. Have not got a clue how to run this football club. They use this excuse that they've got this plan of how they want to buy and excel and etc., and who they want to bring in, and they want to create this process. We're turning into like the Arsenal fans who fucking moan about their club. We are going in that exact same direction. Everything's being commercialized. Everything's about money. Everything's about profit. You got the scandal with Todd Bowley at the moment, with him touting tickets on an online website for more money. So where the fans can't get the tickets, they're struggling to get tickets, it's because he's fucking buying them and touting them. And he owns the club. It's pathetic. Like, from top down, the things that are happening are just not good enough. Not good enough at all. This philosophy of buying young players on young wages, it's all to scrimp and save money so they can pocket more money. Obviously, they've spent a lot of money on buying the club. So they're gonna want more money in the club. They're gonna want profit at the end of the day. Jackie boy, what's happening, Jack? Tossing pass at the end and Caicedo passing in Kunkel was the only times we played direct and fast and was in. It's true, there was no intensity the whole of that game. Nothing. No intensity. Embarrassing. Like, embarrassing to watch. That's a pathetic performance. And we've just fucking bombed off the FA Cup like we've bombed off the League Cup. And the standard this year, like I said, at a minimum needs to be top 4 and a trophy. I don't care if top 5 gets you Champions League. If he don't get top 4 and a trophy, off he goes. And I'll be knocking on not knocking, I'll be shouting at the fucking owners as well, like I am now, because that transfer window is a disgrace. We needed a striker. You could see that today. We've had Enzo Maresca saying all season that Nkunku isn't a striker, so he plays him up top. Do you expect him to have a good game? You've told him he ain't a striker for one, and what we've seen from him in the past playing up top, it ain't been good enough. He needs a player to link up with him. He has no one. Our wide players are fucking useless. The output that we get from our wide players is not good enough. We had Palmer on the right last season. Cole Palmer, what happened to Cole Palmer today? I'll be honest with you, every single one of them was poor. Every single one of them was shit today. Every single one of them. We had Cole Palmer out on the right last season, yeah? Getting goals and assists galore. And this manager can't play him out on the right. At least we was getting some output. Now we're doing the same tactic of get the ball down the right, and it amounts to nothing. Absolutely nothing. Our wingers just hog the line. They don't make any inside runs. They're cutting back every single time. We know when it goes out wide, the ball is going to get played back to the fullback, no matter what. Or if it goes to Sancho, we know he's going to run down the line and cut in on his right. Very rarely, like it took him to what today, like the 80th minute, for him to make a direct run and try and beat his man and go inside the box and down the byline and cross it across goal. There's no, like, we've completely lost any creativity in that attack in front. And then you go back the other end, it's even worse. Donkeys, all of them, they're shit. The defense is fucking shit. It's all over the place. And I tell you what the starting point is. That goalkeeper. You have a strong goalkeeper in your goal, you're more, you feel more comfortable with what you're doing. These defenders all over the place. That first goal for Ruta, Sanchez coming out to claim a pass where he had no right to be there. Absolutely no right for him to try and come for that ball. He knew Trevor Chalobah was there. Chalobah makes a header. The ball's played out wide. Okay, we should be closing down quick enough. But Brighton, again, no dilly-dallying, ball in the box. Great delivery. Ruta makes a run in between the two centre-backs. The centre-backs marking could be a lot better. It's over Chalobah's head. Where's tossing? Sanchez, no chance in saving that. Couldn't set himself because he's too busy coming out for a pass, which he should be going for. Maresca had been talking about Chelsea like at Brighton. Bro, the board want us to be Brighton. They've based their whole model off of Brighton, buying in young players and selling them for high fees so they can make money. It's not about winning trophies. It's not about being the elite club, being a top club, dominating football. That was not the message. The message that we received was that we want to be back in the Champions League and we want to run the club like Brighton. We ain't getting the Champions League if we play like that. I'll be honest with you now. If we play like that for the rest of the season, like we have been for the past 10 games, we are not getting top 4 and we are not getting top 5. So we won't be in the Champions League. So expect, well, Europa or Conference League. At the moment, we're playing so shit. I'll be honest with you. It's so boring to watch. We got lucky on Monday. Lucky to get those 3 points. Fucking fuming, man. It's pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. I've got a lot to say about Maresca. There's a few things. I made some notes on the things that were pissing me off about him, and I've been doing it for a while. It's not like people think I've only just jumped on the bandwagon and talking about Maresca. I'll keep it real. If I think the guy's annoying me, I'll say to everybody the guy is annoying me. I said it before we went on our shit run. These press conferences are starting to piss me off. Telling the players they're shit, they're not good enough to compete. We're not in a title race. We're not good enough. He's drilled it into these players that they ain't good enough. Simple as that. They've lost all confidence in their ability because since he started doing that, everything's gone wrong. We're not attacking like we used to. It's not free flowing. It gets to the edge of the box, and then it's stagnant, stops, doesn't go anywhere. I don't know. I've been quite contradictory on myself about whether I am or not. I'll be honest with you. I don't think I'm fully there yet, but I'm not convinced. Like I've got things that wind me up about Maresca, and I think it's very similar to Poch. I wanted Poch out for some of the same mistakes that he makes. So it's like maybe I should be saying that he should be out. But like I've said in my previous streams, I've lost faith in this guy to take us forward and change the form that we're on. But do I want him out? If we change the manager now, like what's going to happen? Who do we bring in? What has happened is, and what we needed our board to back him in this window, sign a striker that we was crying out for. We was crying out for a striker before the start of the season. Mark Gui was not the answer. We was looking at Osimhen, Gyökeres, and from that, we're now looking at Liam Delap and Evan Ferguson. So you can see where this board are going with it all. Lowering the standards, like ridiculously lowering the standards. I didn't want Osimhen. over a Gokares or an Ivan Toney. Remember, we was in for both of them at the start of the season, Osimhen and Ivan Toney. I wanted Toney because I think he's more suited to the Prem. I'm not a massive fan of Osimhen because I think he's a little bit clumsy. But I'll take Osimhen like anyone. Like I'd sign him tomorrow now. I'd absolutely sign him tomorrow. We can't be dealing with this. How have we been left short when at the start of the season everybody was taking a piss that we can't even fill our changing room? But we've shipped out Viega. We've shipped out Disassi, which I don't mind actually. Get rid of him, he's useless. We've shipped out Felix. No Chukwuemeka. No Santos. Lavia out injured every single week. Reece James injured most of the time, like nearly every single week. How have we been left short? Mudryk on a ban. See all these little negative things that start to creep up at this club. It happens every single season. We're 3 years now into this project. It's boring. There ain't a project. It's spend 1.5 billion on roll the dice players in the hope that they will turn a profit. We sent Disassi out on loan for 6 million euros profit. Or 6 million euros, sorry. Just to balance. I'm telling you now, it's just to balance the books. Viega, I think we got 4 million. We needed Viega tonight. Someone that we can bring on. We shipped out Felix for a fee. We needed him. Someone creative. I can't believe we've just played Brighton, who just got beat 7-0 at the weekend. Chukwuemeka, he can't play him. What's that about? Why can't he play this guy? To now send him out on loan to Dortmund. I just don't get it. Like a lot of that comes from, I don't know whether the board are telling Maresca, you can't do this, you can't do that. You know what I mean? Don't play this player. At the start of the season, when we weren't playing Nkunku, I was sitting there saying it's because he's on the higher wages, he's on the old contracts, the board don't want him, they want to force him out. Of course, that is exactly what it is. But at the same time, play him, integrate him. This guy's a good footballer, a very good footballer. When you've got clubs like PSG coming in for him, do you think he's a shit footballer? No. He's a good footballer. We saw him at Leipzig. We know that he's a good footballer, but Maresca couldn't integrate him into the team. Said he'd have to drop Palmer. To me, that's on him. Why can't he integrate him? You're supposed to be a coach. Find a way to make it work. The same with Felix. Why couldn't you make it work? I saw Nkunku come on the left-hand side against West Ham the other day, and I thought he done very well. He offers something different. He makes an inside run. But I don't think Maresca likes that. I think it's because Nkunku plays his game and Maresca wants him to do certain things. You see how restrictive football is now. It's boring. It's just too, like, you can't showcase your talents anymore. You have to fit a system. That's the Pep effect. I'll be honest with you. You have to fit a system and it's boring. Football in general right now is boring. I had my dad message me today saying I don't enjoy football anymore. It used to be enjoyable when I used to watch it when I was younger. I don't blame him. Today was boring. First half, I'm sitting there giving in a breakdown of what's going on in this game. Boring game. Boring half. From both sides. Nothing exciting about it. It's just get the ball, pass around the back. It's just go forward, go backwards, go side. There's nothing exciting about it. All we're waiting for at this club at the moment with this team is a little bit of magic coming from Cole Palmer. A little bit of magic. There's no creativity. When it gets to the edge of the box, they don't know what they're doing. We used to have Lampard who would just get the ball in the box and just fizz one in. Fizz one in. Won't even care. Just have a shot, bang, goal. Players don't shoot these days. They want to try and walk it in the box constantly. Only Palmer is the only player that shoots outside the box. Bored of it. It's boring. Boring. We've had mistakes on the lineup. There's other things that for me, it's the press conferences were the one that started pissing me off with Enzo Maresca. The press conferences, and then him coming out and backing the goalkeeper, and then literally the next game he makes a mistake against Man City. Embarrassing. Bring someone in who knows what Chelsea's identity is. 100%. 100%. If Ancelotti is free at the end of the season, bring him in. He won stuff at this club. He knows what it meant to be at this club. Roman was harsh on him, but Roman was ruthless. Roman didn't have it. Roman had a standard. We're going that way, though. We are going to be a Brighton or a Manchester United. I can see it now. And they're talking about bringing, doing the stadium now. Let's build a new stadium. So there's all that, like, take your mind off of everything that's going on around the club. We're going to give you a lovely new stadium. Oh, great. Well, how much do you think that's going to set us back? And what do you think that's going to do for us? All it's going to do is commercialize what we're doing. They want the NFL there. They want concerts there. They want more money. Do you know what I'm saying? That's all it is. That's what it's all about. Let's get increase our revenue on match days. Yes, our revenue on match days is quite low in comparison to other clubs. And we do need a stadium because we need the extra income. If we want to compete with these big clubs, we need a bigger stadium. It's as simple as that. But I know what the behind reasons is for that. It's so they can commercialize it even more. So we can do the halftime shows. We can do this. We can do, like, they had a DJ on it the other day. 1-0 down to West Ham. They had a DJ playing it at halftime. I see everybody online going mental about it. I get it. Well, like, there's no, like, they've completely lost touch with this fan base. They want to lower the standards and do it their way and make money. That's as simple as it's as simple as it gets. And they'll sign all these youngsters, try and flip a profit. I'm not confident that we'll have a good summer window. I'm not confident that we're going to have a good rest of the season, let alone a good transfer window. Why am I excited? Like, why am I just holding out for a transfer window? It's embarrassing. We should have been in a good position in the Premier League. We should still be in the FA Cup. We should still be in the League Cup. Another trophy that Maresca bombed off by playing a completely changed 11 team and not taking it seriously. That was another pathetic, lame performance. And we've turned it out again today. Then we have him coming out in press conferences saying top 4 wasn't even the aim. Next season's top 4. Are you fucking joking me? Are you joking me? I just don't get it. And it's like, from the board to the manager, just don't get it. There's just so much wrong at this club at the moment, and it's having an impact on these players on the pitch. You can see it. And it won't be long before we pick up more injuries. We'll have to play our youngsters, or, like what we're seeing now, there's players out of form, like Jackson. We can't replace him. We can't bring someone else in to keep him firing. We just have to deal with it. We have to roll with it. We've got Brighton next. When have we got them? Is it Saturday or Sunday? What's the date? Saturday. I've lost track. Completely lost this. I'm staying up late to do this. I should be putting my kids to sleep. But I'm just fuming. I'm just fuming with this club. Brighton on the 14th. Is that the Friday? Why have we got an early game? Why are we playing on the Friday? Why have we got the early game? Don't understand that. So Friday nights, under the lights, at Brighton away. They won't show up for it. I guarantee you now this team won't show up for it. These players have lacked any intensity over the last few games. They've lost their confidence. Maresca's drilled it in them that they're not good enough to compete, giving them an excuse not to try and compete. Imagine coming out in your press conference and saying top four weren't even the aim. It's top five. Are you fucking don't? And then we lose to Man City. We get spanked by Man City, and he comes out and says we're making progress. We've been better than the last 2 months. You're having a laugh. You're joking. You're kidding me. You're actually kidding me. And I've had stick. Online for saying that I'm done with him and that I've lost faith in him and that it's only down to him to restore it. He needs to do better to restore it. He needs to stop chatting shit in his press conferences. He needs to start making some good decisions on the pitch. I thought he did against West Ham. I thought he got the subs right. Today, the subs, what is he left with? We're short on players again. What is he left with? It's hard for me to blame him now because the board haven't backed him. But I tell you one thing I can say. The tactics are boring now. Change it up. Everybody knows how to play against Chelsea. Let the ball go out wide. Just put all the men behind the ball. Block the passes. Eventually, we will pass it back. We won't do anything with it. We won't create anything. And eventually, they will make a mistake and we will pounce on it and we'll score. That's how you play against Chelsea. It's easy. We're predictable. We've got predictable players. We've got Noni Madueke coming on today to make a difference. Done absolutely fuck all and got pocketed by Lamptey. Absolutely fuck all. Every single time he tried to go past him, it was so predictable. No creativity, nothing, no skill. Poor. Sancho on the other side. He's just always going to cut in. He'll go down the wing and he will cut in. None of them are making runs inside the box. They're all just bombing it down the line. This must be a Maresca tactic. Must be. They all know how to play against us now. And it's boring. We're playing boring, shit standard football recently. And it ain't good enough. Not by our standards. Not good enough at all. Fucking, absolutely fuming, man. Stop the overlapping. Another thing he's done. Stopped our fullbacks from overlapping. Don't get it. Fair. The only things we can't blame him for is one, Mudryk being fucking suspended. Imagine me saying Mudryk like I'm relying on this geezer. Start of the season, I said he had 6 months left at the club. And I'm sitting there going, we need Mudryk. You fucking joking. You can't help Reece James getting injured every single week. You can't help Lavia getting injured every single week. But you can help the board not doing anything about it. And I think I know the reason why they're not. And I think I know the reason why they're making small investments to try and get a big investment back. Obviously, they want to make profit. That's clear. We all know about that. We all know that's part of it's a business, so you need to make money. It's not all one way. You don't just dish it out like we had the best owner in the world who didn't care about money. He was just throwing it at us. But at the end of the day, it needs to be profitable at the same time. So I do get that side of things. But the reason why I think they're not doing like that, how they've run it recently, with the João Felix signing and them selling him 6 months later, what's that about? Viega then getting him, shipping him out. It to me, it's because they're trying to cover their tracks for the shit that they done in the first 2 seasons, the reckless signings that they made that were crap, and they ended up shipping them out straight away. And now they're trying to turn it into a young academy project. This club is just in the mud, man. The government, the UK government, has fully fucked this team by getting rid of Roman Abramovich. Fully fucked them. Because these owners ain't got a clue. We play them again in the Prem Saturday. They've already figured us out, so I don't have any hope. I don't have any hope either, bro. Don't have any hope. If we come out like that, lackadaisical, no intensity, couldn't be bothered to be there, every single one of them players should be ashamed today. They put no fight in at all. I thought Caicedo was probably our best player. He was forced to play that way because he had Dewsbury Hall next to him who don't offer nothing. So he had to be about everywhere. He had to try and make things, like keep things ticking. Second half, they put 3 men round him. Watch how many times he had the ball and he had 3 men closing him down. Easy. Easy. Pin on Caicedo because he's the one who's going to make things tick. Easy tactic. It's just so simple. So simple. We didn't make any, like we could have recalled Andre Santos or Chukwuemeka. I mean, not Chukwuemeka. Or we could have played Chukwuemeka. Leslie Chukwuku, I think his name is. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I really am. But we could have recalled these players. They're not the answer at the end of the day. Not right now. Lavia is a good player, but he just can't stay fit. It's just a fucking waste of time. Replace him. Didn't do anything. Didn't sign anyone. Signed a kid from St Etienne who's played about 19 hours worth of football. What is the process? What is the direction that we're taking this club? It ain't going to be trophies and championships. Telling you that now. They want to get in the Champions League, and I can already see what's going to happen. We've seen it with Arsenal. They get in the Champions League and they're just happy to be there rather than really go for it. This is what you get under these American owners. Just be in that competition, roll over the money, and that's it. Rinse, repeat. Rinse, repeat. Fucking fuming, man. Fucking fuming. A couple of other things. We didn't do enough to sign Duran. We didn't do enough to sign Tony. We didn't do enough to sign Osimhen. All in the mix. All in the mix to sign them. Didn't do enough. Let them go elsewhere. Too late with it all. Haven't added any form of experience to the club at all. Tosin's our oldest player. Tosin and Shitty Sanchez. Crying out for a centre-back with some experience. Tosin ain't it. If it was me, I'm offering Virgil van Dijk whatever he wants. There you go, mate. If you wanted that at Liverpool, you can have it here. Sign for us. Sort out this defence. Because it's piss poor. They don't know how to fucking defend. The David Washington deal. Just another example of failed recruitment. Signed him for what? To send him out on loan and send him back to his parent club? I mean, to the club that we signed him from? Don't get it. Don't get it. We still ain't even got a shirt sponsor. What the fuck is this club doing? Still ain't got a shirt sponsor. Embarrassing. Cassidy sold for 13 million. Didn't we sign him for 20? Can't even flip properly. Another pointless signing. Carney being sent out on loan to Dortmund. Why hasn't this manager integrated him? Why hasn't he tried to play him? Why hasn't he given him any minutes at all? I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm sure it's because they see some money there, you know. He's got a buyout clause. Let's get him out on loan. Let's get him to impress, and let's make sure that they sell it, that they buy him. So we've sent him out on loan to Dortmund, and there's a buyout clause on him that's above his actual. There's an option to buy, which is larger than his buyout clause. How does that work? I don't understand how that works. We get to this transfer window, we're interested in O'Reilly from Man City. Like, we're not serious. This club is not fucking serious if that is it. If that's it. The Chilwell to Palace loan. Fair play to him. Good luck, mate. You deserve it. Won us a Champions League. Hasn't gone well for you with injuries and stuff, but you've put in a shift and you've remained professional the whole way through. You've got your loan. Hopefully you get some minutes. I hope you do well. Another one, Maresca, couldn't integrate. Couldn't play. Why? He's on the old wage bill. He's on the old wage structure. 100% that's the reason why. If Reece James gets injured again, which apparently he is, he's got a knock, we're fucked. Cucurella gets a knock. We are fucked. What are we playing? Like, who are we playing at left back if he's gone? Gusto? Colwell? The same things that we were moaning about Poch for, having to play players in different positions. Okay, Poch was doing it out of his own will. It's just not good enough. It's not good enough. And then you've got this ticket scandal with Bowley that's just been popping up recently. It's just embarrassing. Everything at the club at the moment is just absolutely embarrassing. And how many people have we signed at this club right now that have won a trophy? Not many. Like, not many. It's just all wrong. I'm just going to look at let's go back onto the actual game. But the Brighton Chelsea shambles of a loss, pathetic performance. I'm just trying to find the game again. I've lost it all on this phone. I want to get the stats up and just run through everything first. So let's look at the stats. Look at Newcastle winning again. Like, they found it within them. Equalised to 2-2. They went 1-0 down, managed to go 2-1 up, 2-2, and they found a way to win. Found a way to win. Let's have a look at this. Before we go into the stats of the game, I just want to look at the heads-to-heads, because they go into that game with 2 losses, right? 1-0 loss to Everton, 7-0 loss to Nottingham Forest. We go into that game with a 3-1 loss to City and a 2-1 win to West Ham, albeit the game before that we won 3-1 at Wolves, and before that we drew to Bournemouth. Before that, Wolves game, we were shit. West Ham game, we were shit. There's just been constant shit since December. We're now in February. We're in the middle of Feb now. Nothing has changed since the start of December, since he started turning around saying these players ain't good enough. It's shit. It's absolutely shit. Let's go look at the stats. I'm hungry. My belly's rumbling. I need to eat something before I go to bed. Let's just quickly do this then. So the Brighton Chelsea stats. So 0.92 expected goals to around 0.65 kind of sums it up. Brighton didn't even look like scoring. Boring. Chelsea didn't look like scoring. Boring. Yet they managed to. Ball possession 43% to Chelsea's 57%. 57% of doing fuck all. Getting the ball to the edge of the box and doing nothing with it. Passing around the back. We spend literally about half an hour of a game passing the ball around our defence. Brighton go on an attack. At least they attack with intent. Quick, fast pace. That's how they got the Matoma goal. No pissing around. Ball over the top, goal. Shit clearances as well. Terrible from Tosin. Calamity at the back for the first and the second goal. Goal attempts, 6 Brighton goal attempts, 8 from Chelsea. 3 shots on target from Brighton, 2 from Chelsea. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing. Big chances created, 2 from Brighton, none from Chelsea. It sums it up. No striker, struggling. No hold-up play, struggling. No one to lay it off, we're struggling. He should have just played Palmer and Nkunku in the 10 role. No striker at all. Let them both get forward. It's unfortunate that Mark Gui got injured as well, because I thought he would have done well when he come in. Thought he did do well the other day against West Ham. So that's unfortunate on Maresca. But Maresca's inability to try and get this guy embedded in this team and give him a good run of games, I don't expect Nkunku to play well. I don't expect him to. Let me just do the lineups now and do the ratings, and then I'm going to call it a day. I've had my rant. I'm fed up with this club at the moment. I'll be back on Friday, unfortunately, to do another live stream watching Brighton again versus Chelsea at the Amex again. Sanchez in goal. Look at his rating. He got a 5.7. A 5.7. This goalie is the epitome of shit. Brighton got rid of him. Brighton fans are laughing their heads off at us. They got rid of him because De Zerbi turned around, and I'm going to say it again for the 100th time. De Zerbi got rid of this guy because he turned around and said that he makes many mistakes in a game. He does it all the time. His distribution today was awful. He did a couple good passes. He makes passes that he shouldn't be making. Like he shouldn't be passing to the right side centre back when there's a striker or a winger right there. And he takes the risk. Like, don't he realise that if the ball is taken off of that defender, there's a chance of scoring? He's thick. He's got no fucking brain. He come out to try and catch the cross for the first goal. No right to do that. The ball goes out wide and the ball's then played back in. It's a good header. It's a good goal from Brighton. That's a very good goal. Took advantage of a shit, shaky situation from our defence, caused by this goalkeeper. I'm blaming him. I'm blaming him. He causes panic. We used to have Thibaut Courtois in goal, who would claim absolutely everything. If he come out, he got it. Absolutely everything. Every cross, you knew he was catching it. Every corner, you knew he was there. No panic. Defenders were solid. Gusto got a 6.2. Thought he did okay in parts of the game, but for the majority of it, he was getting the run around from Mitoma. Even Lamptey was chipping in and running him around. Not good enough. Just not good enough. He gets forward and then he gets a nosebleed. He doesn't know what to do. Doesn't know what to do. Maresca stopped him overlapping. I think he done it once or twice. Other than that, he just stands there, waits for Neto to pass the ball back to him or Madueke, because they know that that's what they've been told to do. And then it's not ball pass back to you, whip it into the box, because there's nobody in the box. There's no one who can header. So they have to pass back again, and it just gets recycled. And it's just a constant shit of recycling. Doesn't work. Tosin Adorabeo, sorry. 6.5. This is all Soccer Stand's rating, by the way. A 6.5, as well as Chalobah with a 6.5. I thought they were both shaky at the back, not confident. It's a drastic change from Levi Cole and Fofana in the back four. First half of the season, to me, I was confident with them two. I was saying it on my streams. I'm starting to get some confidence back in this back four, that they look a little bit solid. I'm telling you, this Fofana injury, it's killed us. Completely ruined that back four. Now, Fofana's got some donkey moments in him. He can be a bit rash. Do you know what I'm saying? So something just popped up. So he can be a bit rash and he can make some silly decisions, but it's showing now. It's showing how important he was, especially next to Levi Colwell. I think he helps him because he's changed. He's not been himself. Cucurella, 6.6. I thought he had, again, a game full of okay moments. And I'll be honest with you, average. Dewsbury Hall, 6.2. Does a lot of nothing. Does a lot of nothing. Doesn't impact the game at all. He's an okay footballer, but he's just not it. He's not going to win you a league. He's not going to be the guy that stands out and, you know, everybody's going, wow, Dewsbury Hall, fantastic. No. Not going to happen. Not good enough. Caicedo, 7. For me, I thought he was our best player on the pitch today. Orchestrating everything. Done some long passes that were pulling them off. And then they just changed their tactics and put like 3 men on him every single time. Closed him down all the time. What can you do? He's got nothing. He's got wingers that can't get the ball off of him. Sancho, 6.4. Again, another stinky performance. Just running down the wing, running up and down. Cutting in. We know what you're going to do, Sancho. Every single time, we know what you're going to do. Switch it up a little bit. Make a different run. Palmer, 6.8. Poor. The only one we're waiting for to do something. Couldn't do anything. Lucky for the goal. An own goal, but lucky. Because it was a shit cross. Had a free kick. Hit the first man. Poor. Call it how it is. Poor. Can't Maresca put him out on the wing where he was good last season? I'm not saying he's been shit this season, but he was phenomenal on the right-hand side. Cutting in, causing all sorts of problems, taking on players. He can beat a player. Neto struggled again. He come on against West Ham and was electric. Today, shit. Couldn't beat his player. Again, cutting in, passing it backwards. Terrible tactics, man. And Kunku, 6.4. I don't blame him. I'm not even going to comment on his performance. Don't blame him. This manager's ruined him. We know he was good before that. Anyway, Madueke, 5.8 when he come on. Dreadful. He was dreadful when he come on. Absolutely dreadful. I've defended this player time and time again because I like the way he plays sometimes. I can't defend him anymore. He's been shocking. But the whole team recently are just not clicking. You're right. Listen, look at this comment. He's ruined their mindset. He has. He's fucking killed them. Killed their confidence. Maresca has killed their confidence since December, telling them they're not good enough. They're not in a title race. How does he know they weren't going home thinking, you know what, we're there, like if we carry on like this, we could be in this. And then they look on the TV and see their manager going, oh, they're not good enough. They're not there yet. And they're probably thinking, like we're playing really well at the moment, like we're attacking really well, like we're scoring a lot of goals. And he's telling us we're shit, man, like we're not good enough. He's killed their confidence, man, telling you. Tyreek George come on and got a 6.4. I rate that. I thought he come on and done all right. Just play your football, bro. Don't listen to this manager. Just play your football. Do what you want to do, how you want to impact the game. Don't try and fit into a system because it ruins you. Shit football. English football in general is shit. Boring. But listen, I've ranted on for 47 minutes now. I'll probably close off in about 50 minutes. We got Brighton again on Friday. Now, if we're going to win this game, we need to see a lot more. Like I said before this game, we need intensity. We need them players to show that they want to be there, that they want to be on the pitch, and that they want to win the game. I didn't feel that today. Just felt like they were passing like passengers passing by, doing nothing. Let me just tell you what, before we go, let me just check some comments on Twitter. I bet there's outrage. I bet you any money there's outrage. Chelsea fans are starting to get fed up with this shit. I won't call for this guy. I won't call for another manager change until the individuals responsible for the squad planning are properly scrutinised. He's got a point. Changing head coach is shuffling the deck chairs on the Titanic. He's got a point. He has got a point. And that's why I don't know whether I should be leaning towards saying fucking get him out. But I think he's got a lot to blame for as well. You've got to blame him for a lot of stuff as well. But is he being told, like, he's a yes man? I see it in his conferences. He's a yes man. I'm telling you now, the guy's a yes man. So these sporting directors are telling him what to say. Let's see what else is on here. You get the typical knobheads just trying to banter. Enzo Maresca was not an upgrade on Mauricio Pochettino. Well, it's looking like that way. It is. First half of the season, we was thinking it is. We was thinking, yeah, we've hit the jackpot here. But nothing's changed. We ain't improved. We had new manager bounce. Now what? We can't change it. We can't get out of this rut that we're in. We can't change the tactics. It's boring. Here we go. This Chelsea fan I know goes all the time and he's on Chelsea TV. Maresca has to do better, but people calling it for him to go are ignoring the bigger issue. He's been let down massively by the directors, and until the directors leave, nothing will change. Yes, he's got a point. The squad he's been given is nowhere near good enough. He ain't wrong. He's not fucking wrong. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Defending him, because he has made mistakes, and he does make mistakes, and his press conferences are shit, and his mentality is shit. But he's not wrong. The board have not backed this manager. Have not backed him. Pathetic, 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 pathetic. Exactly. I'm the same. Let me like that. Terrible performance. One player comes over to applaud the away support. Pathetic. Who the fuck's the captain? Why ain't the captain dragging them over to applaud them? Embarrassing. I will back Enzo Maresca 100%. He's been fucked over. I urge Chelsea fans to stick with him. Okay. Okay, each to their own. I don't like... You can. People can. People can back him. That's fine. That's fine. There's no problem with people backing him. There's no problem with people being annoyed with him. Everybody's got their own opinions of it. Me personally, I think that everybody just needs to analyze every single game as it comes, analyze his press conferences and see what the direction that he's going in and his own performance, just like you do with players. This guy, Maresca, is a fucking disgrace. Playing like that, the Newcastle in the Carabao Cup, I said that, and now in the FA Cup. Get rid. That's what he's saying. People are losing faith. Chelsea fans are losing faith. The questions are out there. There's polls, in or out. In, out, or undecided. For me, undecided. I'm undecided. I've got to say it how it is. I keep saying out, keep saying in. I keep talking about him being the one who's the only one who can change it, turn it around. But when I say that, what I mean by that is, if he's going to go, and if he's thinking, I'm like, what's going on? You're the only one that can change it, mate. So do something about it before it is too late. Enzo Maresca on if he was disappointed in the reaction to going behind tonight. Listen, I'm going to fucking lose my shit. I'm going to lose my shit. I don't think so. After we conceded the second goal, we had 3 or 4 chances to score. So the reaction was there. What the fuck is this guy? Let me go back on that poll. Is this guy fucking taking the piss? Every game is different in terms of reaction. After the second goal we conceded, the reaction was there. This guy's lost his marbles, mate. This guy's lost his mind. I told you his press conferences are shit. He's a yes man. He's a yes man. That is terrible. Enzo Maresca on Nicholas Jackson. Sometimes I think you need to play some games without players to realise how important they are. Maybe. You can see the impact we have when we don't have a striker. But he's been useless as well. Off the ball, his pressing is always very good, and on the ball, he's a threat always. Fair enough. Bottle job mentality installed by our owners, which has trickled all the way down to the manager and players and even part of the fan base. Spot on. Let me like that. Let me like that. Apparently this was a comment about him being knocked out of the FA Cup. Now we can be focused on the Premier League and the Conference League. If he really said that, fuck off. Off you go, mate. Off you go. Off you go. If that's what he said, off you go, mate. You ain't got it. You ain't got the minerals here, mate. You ain't a Chelsea manager. We go for everything, mate. If he said that, fuck him. Off he goes. I tell you what, I could go on and on and on and on and on. At the moment, we're in the mud. We're simply in the mud. It is what it is. We've got to play Brighton in the league on Friday. If we win that game now, this is an opportunity for us on Friday because we're in fourth. We scraped into fourth spot on Monday. Let's be honest. Scraped into a fourth spot because we had a good weekend of results from everybody else. We need to win. It will still put us 1 point behind Nottingham Forest. If we win on Friday, we're 1 point behind Nottingham Forest and we're 5 points ahead of Manchester City and Newcastle. So we lose. The likelihood is that Man City, Newcastle, and even Bournemouth capitalise on it. and we could be dropping down to 7th if we don't win. So every game has become important now. Every game has become difficult since December, since he started knocking their mentality, because we was in a fantastic position. Now we're not. Now it's hard. So Friday is another must-win game. We need to see more from these players. We need to see a better intensity, and we need to get a win. It's as simple as that. Listen, if you're tuning in, DCF, appreciate you being in here, mate, because you're always here. If you're tuning in after this live, leave a like on the channel, sub if you're new. Watch out for Friday. I'm going to be there. And at the moment, it's Clear Lake out because they're ruining this fucking club. And Maresca, you've got to do better because you're on a thread. You're on a thread at the moment. A thread. You're nearly there. Like I'll be putting it in titles and everything. Change your fucking attitude and get these players to win the game. I'm out.